All right.
Hello.
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 Well, welcome to episode 4 of Collab.
4's my lucky number. Thank
Is
you.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, today my special guest on her lucky number is Ahkey.
Hello.
Who we've just discussed is no longer business owner but licensed agent working at Blackshaws, Queanbeyan, Jerrabomberra.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations on a very recent sale.
Thank you. Yes. Has not even sunk in
I
yet.
bet.
No.
It was last week?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like literally about 10 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So definitely feels no different yet.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life goes on.
Life goes.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's rewind from 10 days ago to 20 odd years ago. 20.
Start of the business or start of the career?
Start of career.
Ooh, that is almost 30.
30. Wow. Okay, let's rewind almost 30 years. Tell us a bit about yourself, your career history, and the time and the reason you went from, in the first instance, employee to business owner.
Well, accidentally got a job in real estate. So it wasn't an intentional career. Applied for a job as a PA to a principal in a local agency and got the job. Steep learning curve at a young age.
How old were you?
I must have been, I'm not good at maths, Han, 1998. No, 2020,
Yeah,
21 maybe?
yeah, young.
Young. And yeah, I guess it evolved over time, moving from position to position in that particular space and then sort of finding a home in property management. So I must have done a good 10 years of working in a number of different businesses. And then what prompted me to start my own, the business I was working for sold to an agency I was not interested in continuing with. And I sort of had a very short window to decide what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And a few of my mentors said to me, why don't you just do it for yourself?
Yeah.
Which 20 years ago, property management only businesses, not really a thing.
Yeah, you would have been one of the first, especially in Canberra, right?
Yeah, there was one other. I can't recall the name. There was one other that had just started doing it. And so, yeah, it was Strictly Rentals, it was called, Strictly Rentals.
Yeah, okay.
And so I would have been the second one in Canberra for sure. And certainly not from a home office. That was not a thing at the time.
Yeah, okay.
I did not have the budget for a commercial space.
Yeah.
I did not have one client. So I borrowed $5,000 from my mum and dad. I had a laptop. A friend of mine designed a logo for me. Cute. I wrote to ASIC and asked, at the time you had to say, here's my top 5 business names. What can I have? They told me what I could have and I ordered some business cards and got a job in the public service because I had no income. So
Really?
yeah. So worked in the public service for probably 6 to 12 months whilst I got just enough clients to make it feasible not to.
Wow.
Yeah.
They would have been big days.
They were big days.
Yeah.
They were big days. And I did not enjoy the public service. So I couldn't wait to get, really knuckle down into the business. But I had no budget for marketing. I had no commercial space for people to walk past and see me. So I purely relied on referral business, basically.
Yeah. And this is internet in the way that we know it, right?
100%. I mean, we did have internet, but it was just not relied upon the way that we do today. So it took a minute to grow, but within 12 months I had enough properties that I could just focus on that. And the business model was always just to be enough that I could manage myself. That snowballed pretty quickly. I did not stick to the business plan. And here we are today with 14 staff and a full service real estate agency, and
amazing.
Things have changed.
And lots in between.
Lots in between.
Yeah. So I want to go back to a comment you made earlier that property management after 10 or so years in the industry felt like home. What made it feel like that?
I think I really enjoy, it sounds so, corny. People say, I love working with people. I actually really do.
Yeah.
And I think I had discovered over the years that it doesn't have to be as hard as it was. I felt like it could be done differently. I felt like it could be done better. And I thought it was actually quite simple. And it turns out it pretty much was.
And I think from when we spent, 2 years working together quite closely?
Yes.
Seeing the way you operate, like there was no convolutedness about it. Like it was the way you apply logic to property management is quite simple and straightforward, which I loved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very I'm big on tech and you were just like, we don't need all this stuff. Let's just do it.
Yeah. Yes.
Which, that position is such still an important piece of the industry, I think.
Yeah, look, and to be honest, I know you dragged me kicking and screaming into the world of technology and I'm still not there the way it probably could and should be. But I'm also very much of the mind, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I've obviously had a certain amount of success in retaining business and repeat and referral business, which for me is, the best way to do it.
Yeah, such a testament to the value of service you deliver.
100%. So, yes, there's probably ways we could do it quicker and easier, but we seem to have found a balance that makes it enjoyable for both sides, the team and the client. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so when you launched Top Notch and you said you had a few mentors encouraging you to do it, I think those kind of people that believe in you are so important, aren't they, during your career?
I'm glad they did because I didn't. So, yeah, someone had to.
Well, yeah, I know we've talked about in the past that whole imposter syndrome and am I good enough or where do I fit and all those kind of bits and pieces. Going from employee to business owner I know is a huge step. What did they have to say to you to kind of instill that confidence in you to actually take the leap?
Look, they said a lot, but they actually really they really pushed me and they really helped me. I had no idea even the first step to take. So a lot of it, I will say, Kylie Peden in particular, she just took the lead and just did it and I sort of blindly followed.
Yeah.
And it was very much fly by the seat of my pants. I honestly, I was learning on the run. I had absolutely no idea what I was in for.
Yeah.
And looking back, a lot. Oh my goodness. I had no idea.
Harder,
it is getting so much harder.
Yeah.
It is, it's changed a lot in 20 years. Absolutely.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
What would you say some of the biggest changes or shifts have been, not just from an industry perspective, but like as a business leader, what would you say some of the biggest shifts have been?
Compliance is number one. That's changed in the real estate landscape specifically, which has made it a lot more difficult and a lot less enjoyable to do our jobs. I understand the reason for it, but it is a lot. And I think technology has changed clients' level of expectation in how contactable you are and how quickly things can happen.
Yeah.
That's changed a lot. And I think that obviously economic climate has changed drastically over the 20 years. We've seen many, many changes and had to work through those. I think that new staff coming into the industry and their work ethic and their impatience to get somewhere has changed how you employ and how you retain staff.
Yeah.
So all of those things have impacted, and just the cost of doing business.
Oh, yeah.
That's been a huge impact. There's not a lot of fat in it. There's pressure on fees and escalating business expenses. So, yeah.
You have been very, in the last, sort of 7-8 years, you've had a very loyal team. When you touch on that whole recruitment and retention piece, what do you think you do to keep PMs for such a long time, well beyond like an industry average and very good operators? What do you do differently to be able to do that?
I think I support them. I support them really well. And I recognise what they do and I appreciate that they choose to work with me. And I feel privileged that they do. And, over the years I've had to learn, they don't need to work after hours. Yeah. Everything can be resolved during business hours. I don't overload them. They manage relatively small portfolios in comparison. And again, yes, that does affect my bottom line. And so many business owners might say not a smart choice. I would argue that, the retention of both staff and clients as a result is beneficial. So, I think.
Absolutely. To put a dollar value on that, I think we were talking about this in an earlier episode with the girls from Someday. They've always got kind of redundancy of one extra person because when you think about annual leave, sick leave, people leaving.
The unexpected.
Right? And then you've got a portfolio that has maybe 1 or 2 insurance claims and a tribunal hearing. You're jammed.
Day ruined.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think your model and having that fat in the staffing perspective is critical, and that's probably a huge part of the success.
Absolutely. I think hiring for culture is just that I can't even tell you the value of that.
Yeah.
I don't need a superstar. I need a good human who upholds the same values the rest of us do. We do not have nasty, bitchy, an all-female team can go down that path. And I've worked in those environments before. We stamp out any kind of gossip, talking behind people's back, exclusion.
Yeah.
None of that happens. We are very supportive of each other. And, we come to work to do our job and to do a great job.
Yeah.
And there's no one that doesn't pull their weight. So I think that helps that supportive environment. Yeah.
And you can see that culture. I mean, seeing you guys at awards events or social events, like the team just love it and respect and adore each other and you.
Yeah.
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 Which is pretty cool.
A little bit of appreciation goes a very long way.
Great. Talk to me about going back a bit in the timeline. How long did you have Top Notch for?
I started Top Notch on the 1st of July 2006. So it turned 20 this year on the 1st of July.
Wow.
Yeah. And essentially sold a few days after.
Yeah.
So 20 years.
Amazing. And so in that period of time, there was the evolution of what brand you worked within. How, that decision-making process, I imagine, would have been quite challenging. Having your own brand, starting it from day one with, as you said, 0 clients out of home, to then being part of a franchise group. How was that evolution of the business and how did you feel about that?
Look, there's benefits to being small and independent and there's benefits to being part of a bigger franchise group. At the time, it had grown to a point where, and I was single, I had no kids, I had no partner. I literally worked 24/7, a lot. And I was happy to do it. And that's what it took to get it to that point. But I met a partner, I got pregnant and I thought, it's not just me.
Yeah.
When you're unwell yourself, you just soldier on.
Yeah.
When you've got a little bub who isn't well, you cannot.
Yeah.
And I think priorities change slightly and you have to make room for more in your life. So I'd been approached a number of times for a few different business opportunities and then the right ones never came along. But, yeah, when it did come along, the people that I went into partnership with owned multiple brands and they gave me the option of which brand would appeal to me. And at the time and still today, Blackshaws was a good fit for the sort of business I was running. And so I think there was some value in the back-end support with, HR and accounts and just, being able to step in and I was going to need to go on some kind of maternity leave, even though it was very short. And I was hybrid working through that anyway. But, yeah, just having a little bit more support behind me in that back end.
Yeah.
I was terrified because it meant I did need sales and I had absolutely no idea about sales whatsoever. Still learning. And
but you love
it. Yeah, I do love it. Yeah, I do love it. And yeah, so that support, that opportunity just sort of presented at the time and I thought that Blackshaws was a brand that I wanted to align myself with. It was just the right opportunity. So yeah, I mean, could I have stayed the same and just continued and done it myself? Yeah, sure. There was certainly a need for a boutique agency that did just specialise in property management that wasn't one of the big brands and I got referred business as a result of that. So that shifted. I probably had less opportunity as Top Notch, but it was more solid opportunity. Whereas with Blackshaw, I was called in a lot more, but I was also called in against, I had more competition.
Yeah.
So I had to sort of realign and adjust that, just because I'm called into this appraisal doesn't mean I'm going to win it. I need to get a lot better at winning business.
When you become accustomed to listing everything.
Pretty much, yeah. So that was probably the major difference. But yes, that was the prompt for joining the brand.
Yeah, amazing. And so that kind of led us to the time where we worked together.
Yes.
And so I've reflected on that period a lot because, gosh, it was a strange time. Bringing 3 established brands all competing with each other into the same space, 3 established cultures, 3 established teams. It was interesting, to say the least.
It was.
Reflecting on that period of time, what would your key learning or takeaways be?
That period of time taught me resilience in a way that I had no idea was coming at me, like a freight train. So I don't necessarily regret the decision, but I will say that period, unfortunately, probably was my least favourite time in real estate.
Yeah.
What it did do, though, was it just gave me perspective on what I actually love about the job. That was a management role where my job was more managing a department and managing people that just happened to be a real estate.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoy doing real estate. I want to deal with the clients. I want the thrill of the chase. I want the win. I want the client satisfaction. I want the repeat and referral business. That's what makes me happy. That's what drives me and motivates me. And I really lost touch with that. So whilst I thought I wanted to be this big high flyer corporate,
Corporate girly.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I actually just really enjoy boots on the ground, meeting clients and doing what I do. So it allowed me to very clearly redefine what the future looked like. And anytime I think differently, I just reflect.
Yeah, on that period, yeah. So obviously you're a really strong, empathetic leader and I really admire your leadership style. How do you find that balance between probably your people wanting a piece of you and wanting your time and needing your time versus wanting to be client-facing out of the office at appraisals? How do you balance that and how do you do both well?
I don't know if I do both well, but it has been a learning curve for me and I am somewhat of a control freak.
No.
I have had to learn, or I am still learning, sometimes you just have to say no and set some clear boundaries. So the number one thing I think's helped that, and I can thank Kylie Maxwell for this, is empowering the team to make decisions and they know what they're doing. And so, often they just need a little nod of encouragement, but we've got a bit of a system in place. I have an open door policy. I don't close my office door, so I am available to everyone. But also they understand to be respectful of the fact that I'm in the middle of something too. So I always say to them, if you need me for anything, shoot me an email because I will always get back to you. Most of the time I'll drop everything and get back to them, particularly depending on how urgent the situation is. So they're very respectful of that and we've just got this system and if they need me, they'll send me something when you've got time and I'll pop in and see them.
Yeah.
And
that works well.
It's working.
Yeah.
It's working well. And sometimes there's situations where it's just like, we just have to drop everything and deal with it. But I also have a really strong leader as head of property management now who's also allowed me to get out and do a little bit more of the income gen stuff. Yeah.
That's a great segue. I was going to ask you about Emily. I mean, she's been with you how long now?
15 years.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And again, testament to, I guess, like the opportunities that you create and the leadership style that you bring.
Her loyalty, yes.
Also her loyalty,
yes.
Absolutely. It goes both ways.
Yes.
How have you, because, to use your words, you feel that you're a control freak, you want to touch everything and see everything. How have you empowered her and also at the same time been able to kind of let go?
Well, again, I'll go back to Kylie Maxwell, who actually came into the business for a short time that we always knew we had her for a short time, but it was a great time.
Yeah.
And having another person with similar skill set allowed me to change the way I looked at things and she showed me a different perspective. She started to empower the team and I saw that they can do it. They can step up. In fact, sometimes they do it better than me. And I would say Emily leads that team much better than I do or did. So it's funny you don't see what's right under your nose until sometimes it's shown to you. So I think it was a gradual process of when Kylie was in the role, it allowed me to let go a little bit and see what could be.
Yeah.
And so therefore it was an easy transition to identify Em when Kylie moved on. And, you know, she had all the skills.
Yeah.
And she knew the business and she's loyal and she, you know, she's done many, many years in property management.
Yeah.
She knows
And she'd have the same standards as you, right, from a client experience perspective.
100%.
Yeah.
She understands our values, our culture, the way that we do things, our processes, our team culture, that all of that. So it was a very easy transition. She's very much stepped up to the plate and she's killing it.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of her.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congrats to both of you.
Thank you.
I want to go back to when I first met you. I was aware of you. I came into the industry quite by chance also.
Yeah.
And the reason I knew of you is because you were like, you still are this like superstar award-winning property manager and really like, don't laugh.
Funny story. No, because,
you are, you were then and you still are. And I think I'm curious to, from your perspective, you've had such a long career, but through that whole career, you've been constantly successful and you make it look really easy. I'm curious to understand, one, the value that being in that awards space, because you still win awards. Your team have won twice, large, medium agency, was it? Yeah, amazing. What's the benefit of that from your perspective and how have you sustained that success?
I think that I'm very methodical in my approach and it really hasn't changed. I guess it's adapted with the times, but my approach to everything has never changed. At the end of the day, the entire focus is client service and I literally lose sleep if I have an unhappy client. I will literally go to the ends of the earth to make sure a situation is resolved for every single client. I think just that honest and very transparent approach has served me well, and keeping people in the team that share that same vision and understand that that's our driver. So that's really been, again, even with the awards, there's been no embellishment. It has been the very honest reflection in answering the questions. And, you know, I suppose potentially the judges feel that it's genuine and authentic. I remember meeting you for the first time on stage when you beat me for Property Manager of the Year. And I was like,
bring that up.
Who is Hannah Gill? And because the other person, Carmel Hargraves, had been in the industry a long time and won it all the time. So when so when I beat her, I felt like top of the world. And that she was the other person in the mix. And then this tiny whippersnapper, Hannah Gill, came along.
Stop it.
Who is Hannah Gill and what on earth is going on here? And boy, didn't I learn.
I was outraged that we all had to get up on stage.
Well, that back in the day, I know. Yep, and we had to speak then too, so that was horrific.
I must have blocked that out of my memory.
Yeah, trauma. I know. So that was the first time I met you, and then I, at the time, didn't understand, but after watching your career develop, I 100% understand why that happened. So yes, that was the first time that we met.
Yeah,
that I recall.
You.
Well, I don't know why, because then that flipped and I was just like, wow, this girl's got it all going on. Yeah.
Not even.
Yes.
No. Moving on.
Yes.
This is
maybe we'll do a podcast. Maybe we'll do about Hannah.
I've got something on that day, I believe.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, you've got me off track now.
Sorry.
That's okay. So you talked about early day mentors. Current day, I know some of those people are still very close in your world, but I think also something I've really admired about the way that you operate and conduct yourself is you have a very strong network, not just of industry people, but from what I observe, a lot of industry people. How do you find, or how have you navigated that balance between competitors, peers, friendship? Because, you know, you've got some really good friends in the industry.
I do.
Who you're fierce competitors with.
Yeah. Look, I am a very competitive person, but I'm not ruthless and I'm not cutthroat. And so, yes, in reality, they're competitors, but to me, they're colleagues. There's enough business for all of us. And, you know, I don't need to win at all.
Yeah.
I'm happy to run a profitable business where everyone enjoys coming to work without, you know, I guess sacrificing everything for dollars. I'm very people focused over transaction. So if I miss out on something to someone else, then, you know, all the very best to them. And I just don't view it the same way that some do. And I have some very, very genuine, authentic friendships with competitors. And actually I get sent a lot of referral business because I work cross-border and not all agencies do. So for me, it's been very beneficial, and it's good support. It's nice to be able to pick up the phone and ring someone and say, oh my gosh, this situation, have you ever had it? What do you do? I really enjoy that culture. I think there's really no one in the industry that I don't get along with. And I've really enjoyed the friendships I've made over the years. Yeah.
As an extension of that, you've also been in the kind of advocacy space with support of React and so on. Obviously, all that kind of work is volunteer work. Why have you been so passionate and dedicated to that space?
Well, I am passionate about our industry and our people, and I want the public to see us for, you know, instead of just seeing the agents that don't do the right thing, most of the agents do. And I'm really passionate about improving our service standards and our integrity and the way we're viewed. And if I can have any impact, even at, you know, when I'm lucky enough to be invited to the table with government meetings about, you know, impacts on legislation, it's important to me that I'm advocating for that. So I appreciate the space and the opportunity that React have given me to do that over the years. And it benefits me because I have an understanding of the reasons behind things and what's coming, and it allows me to educate my team and get in front of what's coming, and in turn educate our clients and prepare for those major changes that have happened over the years. So it's been very mutually beneficial.
Yeah, fantastic. And gosh, there have been some changes here, haven't there? And it does not seem to stop. A couple of last questions, just conscious of everyone's time, and you've got a busy day of appraisals on this street. Apparently.
On this street too, today.
So weird.
Unbelievable.
Googong things.
Yeah, googong.
Family. So you talked about starting top notch, no responsibility, could work 24/7.
Yeah.
First baby.
Yeah.
3 children, married, very busy lifestyle, running the kids around to sport, all those things.
Yes.
How do you balance it all? Because a lot of property management operators and people in the industry are trying to do the balance and struggle. How do you do it? And do you find it hard? I
do. Yeah. I must say I still work definitely outside normal hours. I think 30 years of doing that is a hard habit to break.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy what I do, it doesn't necessarily feel, at times it does, but for the most part, I actually enjoy being busy.
Yeah.
And I've got great systems in place so I can get a lot done in a short time.
You're very effective.
I think so. But I certainly work after hours, so I'm maybe not the right person to ask. But
I don't know, though. I think there has to be a shift in mindset around that, because I'm a big believer in not burning yourself out and working constantly. But I also think, you know, if you've got kids and you're juggling personal life, it's okay if you don't work till lunchtime one day, but then you work till 10 o'clock that night. Like, I just think that's life now, isn't it?
100%. I think it's about the flexibility, and that's something I offer my team as well. I know that they go above and beyond. So if they need to go get their hair cut at 3 o'clock because the hairdressers don't work after hours, I'm so happy to do that because I know that they're making that time up themselves. And that's self-motivated, not because I'm making that happen. So that's why, you know, I think it's a two-way street. Yes, the kids need to go to the dentist. The kids need to get haircuts. The kids need to go to their rep sport stuff. School holidays, all of the things.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy the flexibility that it allows me because I know I'll do what it takes to make sure everyone is serviced. Yeah. But yeah, like you say, like my son played footy in Sydney last week. I went to Sydney. I'm standing on the side of the football field on the phone with a potential buyer, negotiating a deal while he's playing footy. So that just, you know, for me, mum life, real estate life. But what I love about that is that we can have that. We can do that. We literally can take the laptop and pull over at the BP servo on the way to Sydney and transact a deal. That's it can happen.
It's a very cool thing about our industry. And I think unique to many others. Like, we can do our job pretty much anywhere
100%.
anytime, as long as we're doing what we need to do.
100%.
Yeah.
You just need to have the right discipline and motivation. You don't have to be sitting in the office from 9 to 5 to get a lot of stuff done.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, it's more productive often when you're not, right?
oh, much more, as long as it's not school holidays, because there's a lot of apples and chibbies that need to be had.
Constantly.
So, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrapping up, I just would love to hear about your values.
I am very much hard on the sleeve. I'm very honest and very open. And so for me, sometimes to my own detriment, I will always tell the truth.
Yeah.
And I think if you do as you say you're going to do and you're true to your word, just being a good human it just pays dividends. So for me, it's not about being the biggest or the best or the fanciest or the showiest or the awards are lovely and it's nice to be recognised. Of course, we all want that and appreciate that. But if people think I'm a good human, that's the best thing for me that I could ever ask. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
It wasn't so bad, right?
It wasn't.
There you go.
Appreciate you.